Welcome to All Things Life. My name is Coach Nyari. Today we're going to continue with our broader topic on the issue of the rise or the increase in the number of men who are committing suicide. On this show today, for this particular show, we are going to zero in on maybe one factor that could be a contributory factor towards this increase: the role or the traditional roles of men in society. Today, once again, I am with none other, Pastor Emmanuel Manando. Pastor, could you please introduce yourself in case somebody is seeing you today for the first time?
All right. Thank you, Coach Nyari. Like what she has said, this is Pastor Emmanuel Manando from AFM, a father of 5 and husband of 1 wife.
Oh, great. How long have you been in the ministry, Pastor?
I can just say we are junior pastors.
All right.
We are just starting.
You are starting.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
But I'm sure you are doing a lot of work for God.
Yeah, of
All right.
course.
So today what we are addressing traditional masculine expectations, right? So let's talk about how traditional masculine expectations affect men's mental health.
Well, traditional, what I can just say is traditional expectations. Mm-hmm. They demand strength. They demand that men need to be strong. Mm-hmm. They demand emotional separation. Mm-hmm. For men, which is not fair. It is not fair for men, because if we read even in the Bible, the people like King David, mm-hmm. who was a mighty warrior, and if you don't mind, I can read a few verses. If you read from Psalms chapter 6, verse number 6, mm-hmm. Taking it from the NIV. I am worn out from my groaning, and all night long I flood my bed with weeping. I flood my bed with weeping. Mm-hmm. He weeps, okay. He's a king, but he was a mighty man. Mm-hmm. He fought several wars and won. Mm-hmm. But here is indicating that emotions at times
overwhelming. And he cries.
Yes,
all right.
And he cries.
All right.
So traditionally, men are not supposed to cry, but so these things will create a lot of problems for men. Mm-hmm. When we say men are not supposed to cry, men are not supposed to do that. Mm-hmm. Men are supposed to be strong.
Yes.
But that's not it.
It is not. All right. So let's go back to the tradition. Who created the statement men are not supposed to cry? Is it society? Who created it? Because we need to go back to the beginning and then try to then say, how can we resolve that? Can we change that? So who created the statement?
Okay, I am not very sure who created the statement, but I'd like to believe that it's society, because traditionally men were regarded as the ones who fend for their families. Mm-hmm. They'll go out for fight and defend their families. Mm-hmm. And a man is nowhere to cry to. Mm-hmm. So I think traditionally it happened naturally.
Okay, it's just captured.
Yes,
captured in society. Society sort of crafted that and then said men should not cry. All right, so I'm going to ask Tinashe the issue of whether men should cry. But before I do that, I need you to again explain roles. The role of a man, explain that again, that men had roles to do this and this and this. And then we then want to understand how the emotions come in. Yeah.
Okay, roles of men in the society. Mm-hmm. Men are regarded as the heads of the families. Mm-hmm. A man is the breadwinner, if we can say it that way. Mm-hmm. But the one who fends for the family, the one who defends the family. Mm-hmm. And even if you look from in different nations, the number of of male soldiers exceeds that of women, of females. Yes. So men are the ones who should defend, protect, fend for the family, and look for what the family needs, what the family requires.
All right. So in that line of duty, do they then have emotions? Do men have emotions?
Maybe we can start by the definition of the term emotion. Mm-hmm. How do you define emotions? So that maybe I can explain better.
All right. So do they have feelings? Do you feel anger? Do you feel love? Do you feel hurt? Do you feel sad?
You know, when we talk about emotions, emotions are associated with the beings, which means human beings also have emotions.
All right.
They are emotional beings.
Okay.
So when we say, do men have emotions? Yes, they do. They do. Even the Bible say, if you read John 11, verse 35, when Jesus heard about the death of Lazarus, verse 35 says, Jesus wept.
Okay.
A sign of emotions.
All right.
And Jesus, us as Christians, we regard Jesus as our pacesetter, as our role model.
All right.
So
men do have emotions.
Men do have
because
emotions.
I think for me growing up, I thought that men don't have emotions. You know, we're told men laugh from a vacuum. So, but then let's go back to if they've got emotions, then they should be able to cry. So you're saying that
exactly
we should be able to destroy the notion that men. So Tinashe, should men cry? Should men cry? Should men be allowed to cry?
Okay, I think men are supposed to cry. Men are allowed to cry. As Pastor answered that we, as men, we also have emotions. God created us that way. So letting us express that, I think it's okay. But when a man cries, he's not supposed to cry for too long. He has to stay strong because we are considered as the head. Usually, we are considered as beings that have better strength than women. So when it comes to emotions, we have to have emotional intelligence, whereby we are able to suppress, we are able to maintain our emotions. Yes, we express, but we express them in a mature way. We cry, but we don't cry for too long. We have to stay strong. We have to be strong.
All right. Okay. So that was Tinashe, our videographer. Of course, he's behind the scenes, so you can't see his face. But I'm sure you heard what he's saying. That okay, so we need to cry. Men have to cry, but then they need to then stand up and dust themselves up. So when a child is growing up, right? When two kids are growing up, a girl child and a boy child, usually there is a time when we let them cry, right? They're babies, they're in nappies, they cry, and then all of a sudden the boy is then told to stop crying. How does that happen? Because then that's what I don't understand. Because when you're a baby, right? You're a baby once upon a time. You're in your
Yes.
nappies, you used to cry, right? When you came out into the world, you cried 4 years, 3 years, and then I think somewhere then you have to stop. Maybe at 6, I don't know, but somehow you're then told, no, a man doesn't cry. Yes.
Yeah, Coach Nyari, I can say it happens naturally. Society would like to put it that way. Yeah, like what we have said. When the child is growing, when he is about 6 years, 7 years, is being trained to be a boy, to be a man. So it happens naturally.
That they are then told not to cry.
Yes.
So can we then say these patriarchal norms lead men to feeling isolated and alone?
Of course, to a larger extent. Yes, of course, because at the moment they say they don't expect a man to cry. They are leaving a man vulnerable and no way to air out his views and emotions, and you end up being lonely, such that the only option is to eliminate himself. Unfortunately. So those norms, to a larger extent. Remember the issue of Elijah in the Bible, when he was running away from, after deleting 450 prophets of Baal, when he was running away from Jezebel. At one time, let me just look for the verse. Let me try to. It should be First Kings.
All right.
First Kings chapter 19, verse number 4. And it says, I have had enough, Lord, he said. That's Elijah, a man. Take my life. You see, this is First Kings chapter 19, verse number 4. He's pleading with God that, may you please take my life. Why? He's at a tough situation. He's isolated. He's now lonely. because of the situation around you. You get it?
I get it.
So
I get it.
it's because Elijah asked God to take his life, just because he knew that his life does not belong to him, because he was saved. So he asked God to do it himself. Now it will be different for someone who doesn't know God, who is not saved. He can just say, no, because I am nowhere, I'm isolated, I have nowhere to share my problems. It's better to delete myself, to end my life.
For me to end my life. All right. So it means that there are societal norms that make men feel discouraged, to air out their emotions, according to what you're saying.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
So what role can faith leaders play in supporting men's mental health? Faith leaders like you, like any faith leader, pastor, spiritual leaders out there who can help. What role can they play?
Okay, faith leaders, if I get you correctly, you are referring to shepherds, men of God, pastors, apostles, evangelists, and those who are regarded as pace setters as far as the issue of Christianity or faith is concerned.
Yes.
So I think it depends with the denominations, because they are already doing it. In some churches, they are creating some groups called men's fellowships, where they will mix and mingle and share problems, ideas, business ideas, and if one happen to have any life challenge, they will share the challenges.
Okay.
So they are already doing it. That's number one, creating such groups. Number two, pray for people. A shepherd knows, like if you read Psalm chapter number 23, the Lord is my shepherd, A, B, C, D, He leads me beside the still waters. A shepherd knows what the flock wants. So as a shepherd, as a pastor, you should understand your flock very well, understand your people very well, know when to pray for them, know when to intercede for them.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
I get you. All right. So how effective are these, or what did you call them? The groups that are created in the churches? The men's forums. How effective are they?
Those groups are very effective, because there is a saying which says, united we stand, and divided we fall. And if you read the Bible from Matthew chapter number 11, Matthew chapter number 11, verse number 28 from NIV, it says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you a rest." You see, so it's like Jesus is saying, "Come to me." So by creating such groups, we are creating a refuge for those people who will be in such challenges, and they will be comforted.
All right.
Yes.
That's great. All right. So what about communities? How can communities create safe spaces for men to talk about their feelings?
Communities. When we talk about communities, it also includes cultures. It also includes the families being in those communities. I can say the issue of openness. If they create a culture of openness, a community is like where one stays, where one spends much of his time. In the event that one has some challenges, he is able to be open, to come out on the open and share his or her his problems. The community can easily be in a position to assist. So the community should be open.
The community should be open. So maybe it means that we need to begin by challenging these traditional norms for these communities now to become open. So what are some ways that we can engage in to challenge traditional masculine norms and promote healthier relationships?
Come again?
Okay, how can we challenge these traditional norms and then come up with healthier relationships?
Of course, as a man of God, I will refer you to the Bible. people should know Christ, read the Bible, understand the Bible very well. Because if one understands that emotions at times do not respect circumstances, and if one understands that at one time David was crying, a mighty man, and at one time Jesus wept, taking it from the Bible. And remember, the Bible is we regard the Bible as our map, as our compass, that gives us the direction in life. So people should pray, people should seek a refuge from God.
All right. So it was saying that then, in a way, you're also saying that probably these traditional norms, these principles are probably contradicting the Bible. What the Bible says a man should be, or a man should feel, or how a man should express themselves.
To a certain extent, although not to a large extent, they are not contradicting, but they're just parallel. Because when you say men don't cry, the society is saying men don't cry. You know, but in the Bible, we have verses where men, mighty men of war, they cry.
All right.
How do you take it?
Yeah.
So
Jesus himself.
Jesus himself, who was 100% man and 100% God, at one time he wept.
All right.
Due to emotions.
That's a very interesting one.
Yes.
Okay. So now, have you seen the impact of patriarchal expectations on mental health in your own community or ministry? And so, if so, how have you addressed it? Like in your own experience, now let's just come closer home. Have you encountered any patriarchal expectations that have affected men's mental health?
Patriarchal expectations that have affected men's mental health. It's just one issue where we say when one is married, is referred to as a husband. Remember my introduction, I say a husband. The word husband comes from the word husbandry, which means to work. Question if you understand this better. So men are expected to work. So failure to work, failure to put food on the table, it will create a lot of challenges for a man. But if we create support groups, like from our church, we have the men's fellowship. We also introduced some sporting activities which will give men some some relaxations, and they will share problems. They will be also, when they go to the sporting activities, and they realize that this man is approachable. I thought, Baba Ningi is difficult to approach. They start chatting and they will share problems and ideas. By so doing, they are getting rid of such challenges.
Okay, and distressing.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And also, that's a community where now you're talking about each other's problem. Then you discover that, he also has the same problem, and then you're sharing the experience.
Yes.
All right. So I think in our next episode, we should then talk about what happens if a man fails to put food on the table. I think that's a very interesting topic. Then what then happens, and does the woman now take the role, and is it really supposed to be the man's role only to provide food and put food on the table? I think that's a broader topic now on the roles of who's putting food on the table. I think that would be a very interesting episode. Otherwise, thank you so much. So we are here trying to address the issues or the reasons that are making men decide to take their own lives, right? And today we address the issue of the patriarchal society or the patriarchal system, and we're saying that is the system also not really contributing to men being under so much pressure, they then decide to end their lives because they also don't have an outlet, because that same society that is giving them these roles is also saying that they should then not come out and say, I'm feeling sad, or I'm depressed right now, or I'm feeling overwhelmed, right? That same society keeps on saying that you are a man, you must do this. So we are trying to debunk that and say, isn't there a way for us to restructure sort of society and begin to think in different ways so that we come to a point where we can address this issue on why men are taking their lives. Yes. So, why siba namadoda amaningi asadecide ukuthi bezibulala. Ndithi toda kutaura nenyaya yekuti kusei varume vari kuzviuraya. So that is the issue that we're trying to address on this show right now, in this particular episode, on the increase in men who are committing suicide. So thank you so much for watching this show, and you're allowed to come onto the show if you want to. There are numbers on the screen. You can also just comment, share the link, so that as society, as Zimbabwe, as Africa, as the world, we can be able to address this issue so that it comes to the end. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for being part of this show. Pastor Manando, do you have any final words?
Maybe I can just say it is not a weakness to share your problems. To seek help is not a problem. It's not a challenge. Actually, it's a strength. So, men out there, if you happen to have any challenges, let us share. Let us seek help. It's also a strength. It's not a weakness.
It is a strength and
Yes.
not a weakness to seek help.
Yes.
Thank you so much, and goodbye.